Hello?
Hi.
But what happened?
Long story short, January 2020, I was at a party, fell asleep, got touched by Crazy Slick.
Yeah.
He was, quote, checking my pulse by touching my neck and chest area and trying to feel my heartbeat. And if anyone knows anatomy of a woman, your heart is on your boob. So then there's multiple people in the room, but two of them were my good friends, and they said, please get away from her. You don't need to do that. He left the room, came back multiple times, had to be told not to touch me multiple times. Okay, we move on. I heard the next day because obviously I was asleep. I was told that happened. I was very uncomfortable, but I knew as a smaller Twitch streamer that no one would give a shit on what I said. And backed up by the clip of Miz saying that nobody really cares. Because even after it got brought out, nobody really cares. Because moving forward...
was this after or before the Twid longer? I mean, you're coming out with something like this, no matter what happens, is going to always bring a sea of negative attention. You know that. Yeah.
That's why I didn't come out about it.
Yeah.
And then a streamer named Novaru was farming for content and decided to tell it, because we used to be friends. At the time she came out about it, we were no longer friends. So she had me blocked. Then she unblocked me, decided to come out about it on her stream, and then I was getting spammed the next morning when I woke up by everyone who knew the story saying I needed to come out and clarify it. So I had to cancel my physical therapy appointment, and I went over to my friend Kyle and Anna's house. Anna was at work, and Kyle worked from home. So while I was there, he was in a meeting. I went upstairs to do my makeup. I did my makeup. And as I was doing my makeup, Barry, Maya, and Mitch walk in. I walk downstairs. They're like, so what happened? Like, let's do something about it. And I was like, well, I was just going to write the twit longer with Kyle, the person that was there. Like, I don't really see why you guys need to be here. And then from there, obviously, I was, if we say something, we're going to have to kick Slick out. And I was like, okay. And it's like, well, if you do say something, just know, like, people are they're going to come after you. I was like, okay, well, like, I'm still going to be true to myself,
Yeah.
And we wrote the thing together, like she was there while we were writing it, and she proofread it, and we changed some of the vocabulary to make it less harsh on Slick, in hopes, because she promised me, she is not just her responsibility, it's obviously Miz, because Miz sent her, and I found out later that Miz sent, quote, one of the more reputable girls of Twitch to make it look better for him. So, it's obviously the blame is not all on her. And I do appreciate her apologizing. It does mean a lot. So
yeah, I think she talked about it and said that she misunderstood or didn't think that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's like. There's anything you want to clarify, because I didn't see everything she said.
Yeah, it just seemed like I was being silenced, and as many people will say, oh, well, blah, 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 you're just farming, whatever. The person I even had on my stream, the person who was there, he was touching me, the person who told me, and the person who was there for the twit longer, he is not a streamer. He has nothing to gain. He clarified the entire situation on call without me asking or trying to have him pander or whatever, the entire time. So if people need that clarification, that's there too. So then I was told everything would be normal. I got invited to help out with the little animal sanctuary. But then after everything was kind of cleared and then kind of pushed under the rug, people seemed to not care about it anymore. I was kicked out of the sanctuary group chat. I was not invited to parties. There's like many examples, and a lot more came out today of people starting rumors about me to try to make it fit the narrative of, oh, well, Adrianah is a whore. Adrianah is a bad person. That's why it's okay that my friend was creepy towards her. People were just trying to make that fit the narrative because they were uncomfortable with thinking that their friend was a bad person.
This is happening, and is this happening in the Austin circles? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't know anything about this, and I apologize. I didn't.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. I think we all understand that you don't know anything.
No, I know. I'm not even saying this
a lot.
Yeah, but I literally don't. So I'm just trying to figure out.
And I clarified. Yeah.
Okay, that's why I'm asking questions.
The part you were brought into was, after the whole thing went out with the twit longer, I watched, obviously people are sending me, oh, look, you were here. Oh, look, you were here. I watched the thing, and it's kind of like, I just felt like pandering, and that's why it just upset me, because it felt like, oh well, this is what everyone is doing, because nobody really wants to see Slick as the bad guy.
I have I have no interest in defending Slick. I don't know him, and also I've never been in like close personal contact with him in any meaningful capacity.
I apologize for using you as an example, but that's what a lot of streamers were doing. I felt like streamers were doing that because they didn't want to be excluded from that group, and I understand that. And I feel like it's really hard when you go through something like this to be blamed for it, to be victim blamed. It's something that is hard to go through. It's something that makes you question at the end of the day, like, are you a person or are you a sexual object for people? Especially as a woman, there's a lot of this that we face regardless of Twitch drama. And it is really hard when things like this come out. And I am speaking very clearly and trying to be as well spoken as I can. And in the original TwitLonger, it did clarify, like, you know, oh, I don't think it's a sexual assault. But even today, people are telling me, like, he touched your boob. It is sexual assault. And I don't know, like, obviously I'm very uncomfortable with it. I don't know how I feel, but that's, you know, I'm just expressing the truth and what happened and how it makes me uncomfortable, and the reality I've been living with it the past year, and how I try to move on from it, but it's just not something I moved on with because it keeps getting brought up. It keeps ruining my friendships. People, even last month, I've had one of my closest friends say, why can't we hang out with Slick anymore? Or why can't we hang out with Slick? And I was like, well, like, you obviously were there for the whole situation. It makes me really sad. And then kind of went in on me on why we should be able to hang out with Slick, even though, you know, I don't care if they're around in the same area as him. It hurts my feelings when people choose the person with more clout over me, even though I don't really know what I did to deserve it, because all I did was fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm sorry that this has happened. I think you said that you got help from Trainwrecks in coming out with this information?
Yeah, he was very supportive through the whole thing. The minute he found out, he was really there for me, letting me know, like, I wasn't alone in the situation, even when a lot of my friends have turned against me.
That's nice of him to do that.
A lot of people knew about this situation and didn't come out. I'm sick of everybody coming at X and coming at Train saying, you guys knew, you were waiting for the right time to drop it. It was the right time to drop it, because if it was dropped any other time, and I'll tell you this, if it was dropped any other time, it would have gotten pushed under the rug just like it was before.
100%, exactly.
What they're trying to say is that the timing of this, no matter how weird you guys think it was, it had to be played out this way, because if it was any other way, people can sit there and they can say, oh, well, we're here for you. Oh, well, this is a shitty situation, because that's what they said in fucking June 2021. Everyone wanted to sit there and virtue signal and pretend that they were there for me and pretend that they were doing the right thing. And then 2 months later, when it was in the clear, everything just reverted back to normal. And you can hear so in the Miz clip where he says, everyone who didn't hang out with Slick still hangs out with him, blah, 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 blah. And then you could also see so in my thread of girls who are continuously got sexually harassed, numbers of them, by Slick, by trying to get nudes from them, sending dick pics to them, telling them that, hey, I'm jacking off. Like, this is a bigger thing than a lot of people realize.
Absolutely.
And I'm lucky enough that I'm strong enough to deal with this, because a lot of people aren't, and that is okay. Because a lot of people will sit there and take someone's trauma and run with it and say, you're lying, you asked to do that. Oh, why'd you get so drunk? Why the fuck did you get so drunk? Well, that's how you are when you're drunk, and you were all over that person. Oh, well, it's your fault. Next time, don't drink at a party. Or, like, literally, because when you are a victim of sexual harassment, assault, and you might be, any of you in this call might be, I do not know, but you sit there and you blame yourself. You sit there and you can't fucking sleep at night because you blame yourself, and you sit there and replay a situation over and over again to say, what the fuck should I have done different so this doesn't happen to me again? What the fuck should I have done different so this didn't fucking happen to me? And you can't, and you have fucking nightmares, and you can't even be with a partner again because you have nightmares. You're just cuddling your fucking partner in bed, and they just, like, spoon you, and all of a sudden you're dreaming of someone groping you, dreaming of someone touching you, and it's so fucking hard. And you guys, I don't know if you guys experienced this in the call, but this is just my perspective, and it's just. And that's why, first of all, I don't know why, like, you guys are arguing about this without even, like, asking, you know, like, what's Adrianah's perspective of this? First of all, and second of all, that's why people are so mad. That's why people are so mad, because that seed of doubt is not a joke to the audience. Like, yeah, fuck me, I'm going through it. I get Reddit comments every day of people telling me how I deserve to get touched in my sleep. But these people who go through sexual assault, these viewers who don't have fan bases to stick up for them, they deal with this in their hometowns, in their real life situations, in their fucking high schools. They don't deserve to see people that they look up to laugh at victims of sexual assault, whether you didn't know about it or not. And I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not trying to make anybody. I'm not trying to make anybody a villain. I'm not trying to say anybody here is good or bad. This isn't a fucking TV show, okay? No one's good. No one's bad. I'm just trying to educate and show you guys my perspective. And I don't think you're bad, Pokey. You know, I've looked up to you for years. And it's just I'm trying to explain why it was a problem. That reaction, no matter how small it was, no matter how like you didn't know. I'm just trying to explain to you how that was a problem for the masses, the audiences, whatever the fuck, like the I don't know the word.
Yes, I completely understand now, and thank you for taking the time to explain that. Even though it wasn't my intention at all, if anything I say or do casts doubt upon someone's essay, I think that's terrible. And I know especially in this industry, it is really, really difficult to come out with that information, especially when the people that you're coming out against have larger fan bases or connections than you do. I would never, ever, ever want to take essay or sexual harassment lightly, ever. I'm so sorry for my initial reaction of not playing dumb. I genuinely did not understand the situation or what was being said. Either way, now that I know, I'm just really sorry that happened to you, and I hope you get the support that you so rightfully deserve. That's really all that matters to me now. And I'm glad that I was able to say this directly to you, because no matter like how small my reaction was of confusion of whatever, I think when these kind of things come into play, and like even if I didn't understand what was going on or what Train was saying, when essay comes into play, it should be taken seriously.
Absolutely. I want to clarify one other additional thing. Adrianah, I want to apologize to you directly one more time. If my initial reaction in 2020 or back when this originally came to light, if that came across as being dismissive, because that was, I think, the clip that you were pointing to in your story, I apologize for that as well. Just know that in that full clip, I was still on, I just was operating off of your words. I'm sorry that I did not know that they were, those words were heavily pushed by social pressures. And I understand that now.
I understand that it is like obviously a stressful experience, but like this is something that it doesn't hurt right now to hear, like to see what people are saying about me, to hear it, because this is something that I've been going through silently for the past year, and that is the most painful experiences. This is nothing. The people who are defending Slick, people who are defending, bringing up random ass shit is nothing compared to what I've dealt with in silence the past year. And everyone wants to say like, oh, like whatever, like you don't even care about this, whatever. Like Adrianah didn't even care about this until it got brought up. Yes, the fuck I did. Yes, the fuck I what the fuck was I supposed to say? Randomly just come on stream, say, hi guys, talking about my sexual assault, And I sat there and cried in silence. I had to cry to my friends, and that's one of the reasons, like, so many people knew the story, because I reached out to so many people for help to get the truth out. So many people. And it was dismissed by so many people because they didn't want to risk losing their career, which to a degree I understand. But it's one thing to stay civil with everybody. It's another thing to go suck someone's dick. You know what I mean? Just to get in the Ms. Kiff circle jerk. And ruin friendships that have been years long. Just because you want to get a little inch of clout. And it is just disgusting to me. And this is something that it happens on every scale, whether it's popularity in high school, college, whatever, to many men and women who've been victims of sexual assault. So it's just something that I've been sitting on and marinating in for a year in so much pain. And for anybody saying, oh, she was just saying she's in pain, I have a private Twitter that has logs of me saying that I want to unalive myself because of the situation, and that I'm never going to fall asleep again because of the situation, and that I'm so scared to fall asleep because of all these situations. And I have really close friends who are also streamers who have my private Twitter who can back me up on that as well. So it's like, for all these people saying, she didn't even care about it. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And Train didn't out anything. Me and Train have been. Train, do you mind if I read something that you said to me on September 11th of last year?
Yeah, go ahead.
On September 11th, after we talked a little bit about the situation, you tell me what you need from me to feel empowered again. I got you. I've been a lone wolf in the scene for a reason. I know how disgusting the PG-13 role model streamers can be. So anybody who's saying, he didn't have permission, he had permission, we've been working through this. We've been talking about this situation. And he did help me tremendously. And I'm sick of everybody just trying to throw him under the bus for whatever narrative, just so you guys can find a way to defend Miz. Find a way to defend. They're using Adrianah. No, the fuck they're not. It's absolutely ridiculous.
We're not. For the record, I just want to clarify.
Maybe not you, Hasan, but I'm just reading my chat.
Okay, perfect. I want to reiterate that I'm on your side on this, and that I'm not defending any other party in this circumstance.
Mm-hmm. I'm just glad that I could like clear it up, because I just keep seeing you guys arguing back and forth about like something that I feel like could have been clarified.
And I do apologize for taking away from the main point here, which is what you went through.
I guess I'm just here to clear up any like questions, because it seems like there's just a lot of information being spread everywhere. So I just want to make sure everything is clear.
I mean, I think you have something to be proud of yourself for. I think there was like massive, insane, strong narratives against you. And I looked at you on stream earlier, and it was kind of like moving and watching you just go through like things that are hard to diffuse, that people would like cave in and just like stop talking about, and you just going like hardcore against it. I don't know.
Because initially this situation, when it first happened, like, you know, what just like a personal thing. When it first happened, like I already was a content creator. I already had that like dream, I guess, of being a content creator, but I was before it even happened, like I was speaking out for a lot of girls in my checks. A lot of girls were expressing how they constantly get harassed when they just try to stream Minecraft to a couple of viewers. So I became like a spokesmodel for a lot of people in my community that way. And then after this whole thing came out about Slick, and I was like, oh, well, you can be anonymous about it. I was like, dude, no, like I'm going to stay true to myself, and I'm going to say what I have to say. And it ended up being diluted, and it wasn't as true to myself as I initially thought it was going to be going into it, because of, you know, the people who met me up at that house. And I feel like this past year, I've just tried to hear the stories of people sharing with me their similar experiences or their situations I have to go through. And like, I have a readable chat. So hearing like these young girls like talk about these like really hard things that like I've gone through on a different scale. And the fact that like for me, it's like I want to sit there and tell them like, hey, like speak up, do your thing. But if, for my own situation, I'm sitting there realizing how speaking up ruined my fucking career. So it's like, it made me sad. And I always just wanted to have the goal of people not having to be afraid of these bigger content creators, and it being protected. Because even after the whole situation came out of, oh, well, Slick's not going to do it anymore, he's changed, he's getting therapy, we continue to see him doing it over and over again to these women. Not only like moving forward, like there's so many people in this industry who have came out about something of sexual assault, and they constantly are getting it thrown in their face every day. They're constantly, oh, don't invite her to the party. Remember, she made that twit longer. Like it's not just me. I feel like I had a very short stick, but a lot of other people have these situations, and it's unfair to them. It's unfair that we have to think like, oh, I can't come out about this situation that terrorizes me every day, every night, that I still think about when I go to sleep. I can't have sex with my partner because I can't not have a panic attack. And we're not allowed to speak about these things because, oh, well, they have a bigger stream than me. Well, they're a bigger WoW streamer than me, you know, or in any situation. Oh, well, they're my boss. Oh, well, they're more popular in school. You would think after the whole Me Too movement thing, like people would start taking women seriously. But if anything, I feel like it's just gotten worse.